have lovely Anne with me. Now tell me about the necklace that you're wearing.
The necklace I'm wearing now was a brooch, and I inherited it from my grandmother many years ago. She passed away in 1989, so I've had it many years, but it wasn't working as a brooch, and I always thought that was a shame. It would be lovely to be able to wear it securely. So the idea was either to get it mended as a brooch, or better still, turn it into something wearable. And so I approached you and said, what can we do with this?
So we met at Leamington's Art in the Park Festival. I don't do many events or exhibitions or fairs or any really, but the one that I do a year is Art in the Park in Leamington. And you came along. We immediately got chatting about pearls, didn't we?
We did. It was pearls to start with.
I see so many hundreds of people at these events, and but I actually really remember talking to you, and you were wearing a pearl necklace, and we immediately got chatting, and you came back the next day, didn't you,
Yes.
with the brooch?
Yes, wearing a different pearl necklace.
Yes, wearing a different pearl necklace. What was it about the brooch that you didn't like and meant that you weren't going to wear it as a brooch?
Well, mostly because it was basically broken, because the hinge at the back wasn't effective, and it's so tiny and delicate and filigree that it wouldn't work as a brooch on modern day chunky clothing. I couldn't really wear it effectively with anything that I owned, but as a delicate summer necklace, short, I thought it would work better. It was better to not try to get it mended as a brooch and try to turn it into something else, at which point we discovered there were things missing, and it would be interesting to develop that.
So what I did was I took the back pin, and from the back pin I created the drop down part, which has the turquoise gemstone set into it. And as we were chatting and I looked at the brooch, then we realised that originally it would have had something there, which might have been a turquoise originally.
Yes, there was a little mark.
Yeah, there's a little bit where it obviously broken off at some point. Your grandmother, who you inherited the brooch from, she loved jewellery, didn't she?
She did, but oddly, we didn't ever talk about it.
Did you not?
No, she didn't live around here anyway, so I only saw her 2 or 3 times a year, if that. But I do remember her not wearing anything like this. She was wearing her more regular jewellery, her wedding ring and engagement ring. But what I know is that her birthday is December, and turquoise is the birthstone of December. This is her ring. Tanzanite is the modern birthstone.
Yeah.
Turquoise is the original. And this was my grandma's ring. But I don't really honestly remember her wearing this.
Yeah.
But when my sister and I were 18 and 21, she gave us my grandfather's watch chain, and that's half of my grandfather's watch chain.
Is it?
Sister had the other half. And
So
I
you've
have
still
been
got
wearing it
this sort of
Yes, I've got
closure.
the-
Oh, you've got the. So this is a classic.
But
kind
that
of
is
watch.
a replacement.
Oh, this one's a replacement. That's interesting because you can actually see how the gold tones are just ever so slightly different. Was this a recycled replacement?
No, it's a
That one was
new
a new
rose
one.
gold one, but this is the 3rd one, because I have worn it every day since I've been 21, every day without fail, and I take it off at night, so it's had a lot of use. I've had and my sister had the corresponding, and we've got the T-bar, and I'd wear the T-bar sometimes. So it was my grandfather's, and I also inherited at that time, 18 and 21, my grandmother's engagement ring, but none of this or this. This only came to the whole family after she passed away, and I didn't really know she had this till after she passed away. So
I find that super
got them.
interesting, because I bet your sons really associate that bracelet with you.
Yes.
It's 2 sons you've got, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
They'll always remember that bracelet. If they see one like it, they'll think of you, won't they?
Oh, absolutely.
Whereas
yes,
if you
yes.
see jewellery that's sort of maybe a bit like the pieces from your grandmother, it probably won't necessarily remind you of her, will it? Because she never wore it.
Her engagement ring she did.
Yeah.
And I was really fortunate because she gifted me that engagement ring before she died. So she saw me wearing it as a dress ring. And I wasn't married at the time, but I never wore it on that hand.
Yeah.
And so she gifted me her engagement ring. And she gifted my sister a single solitaire diamond ring she had. My sister and I shared the watch chain because it's 2 halves. We both wore half of it each as a bracelet. Sadly, my sister had a burglary and she lost hers. It was stolen.
That's always such a shame, especially when it's family items that I think you just can't replace. My mum, she had some pieces from Australia. My granny is from Australia, and my granny's father, one time he came over from Australia and brought loads of jewellery with him. So she took all this lovely jewellery to uni and it was burgled. But I know, and the thing is now, like she described some of these pieces of these whole, basically like ropes of opals.
You must have been so envious to hear that they were lost.
Exactly, but my mum's just not that bothered about material things, bless her. So she's like, oh, never mind, got insurance.
So
Whereas
you
for
got
me,
this from the
yeah.
grandmother. You've skipped a generation, and you should have had, in terms of liking the jewellery. It's
Yeah.
on that side of the family.
Yeah, I don't think my granny was that into jewellery either. I mean, I've got some separate stories on that are also on my channels. I just think it's lovely that you're really wearing the pieces, because it just makes such a difference in
I
terms...
love all my jewellery. The ridiculous thing is, when it was COVID time and nobody could go out and nobody could go to work, and who were you going to see and what could you do? I wore all my jewellery every day, and I wore something different every day. I wore the ring and the earrings. This is every day anyway. And I thought, no one's going to see this, but I will know I'm wearing it.
Yeah. It's like when you're having a bad day, you just put some lipstick on. It just makes you feel different, doesn't it?
It does. And I have got a lot of jewellery. As I say, some of it isn't valuable at all. Some of even my valuable stuff isn't hugely valuable, but I love it all. And somebody once said to me a long time ago, why do you like jewellery so much? And I said, I have a theory about this. Because I'm so short, I can't go into a shop and buy anything that fits beautifully.
Tell me about it.
It's very, very, very difficult. And I can walk into a jeweller's and I can buy a piece of jewellery that fits.
Yes.
And it enhances what else you are wearing that doesn't fit properly. And I think that goes back to that. I've always liked jewellery.
Being the same height as you, at around 4'10",
yes.
Then, I mean, I learnt to sew at a young age to shorten my jeans. In fact, these I did as well. I mean, that's an amateur job.
Pay somebody to shorten my jeans.
I know, I think I need to because I can't be arsed.
I couldn't have done it when I was your age. Now I just,
Yeah,
life's too
well,
short.
that's the thing.
Life's too
isn't
short to
it?
shorten them yourself.
Yeah.
It came about, I think, because jewellery is universally sized in respect to the fact that you can get something to fit you.
Yeah, and then with chains, it does, the subtleties make the difference. And there, we did it right to the centimetre, didn't we?
For the right length.
Yeah.
Yes, because it needed to be short because it's so delicate.
Yeah.
It's not going to look good if it was a longer chain.
No, it would just get lost, wouldn't it? And then you'd probably get it caught.
And it needs to be a very fine chain.
Yeah.
Considering it's something relatively small, there was quite a lot of discussion.
Yeah.
Came up with some beautiful ideas for it. This is the simplest of the ideas.
It is, but sometimes simple works, doesn't it? I think often design is about taking something away. It's not always about adding more. Sometimes it's about having all of the ideas on the table and then just taking them away and seeing actually what does work.
Yeah, because
and what
what's
doesn't.
important to suggest is that you came up with some lovely extra ideas, but I deliberately wanted to keep it as it originally was. I don't know how old it is, but I believe it's probably early 20th century Edwardian in its origin.
It's a very specific sort of rosy yellow gold tone. So it's kind of not quite rose gold, but it's not quite yellow. So it's a very specific kind of colour. So that suits. But there weren't any markings on it to kind of show specifically.
No, it's too light. They wouldn't have been required to in those days.
Oh, well, thank you so much for chatting. I really enjoyed this conversation.
I've actually loved every minute of it because I just love my jewellery and I love talking about nothing more than jewellery. So you're a star, Ruth.
Thank you.